right, in Chapter 5, we're going to be talking about linear inequalities. So, this should be review, again, but we're just going to go through it. We're going to be solving inequalities by addition and subtraction, multiplication and division. So basically it's like solving an equation, but we just have inequalities. So instead of it equal to one specific thing, it could be equal to many different things. So it's considered an open sentence because it contains the less than, greater than, less than or equal to, or greater than equal to. So solve x minus 12 is greater than or equal to 8. So we're going to have more than one solution. So basically we're going to solve this like we normally would with if it were an equation. So x minus 12 is greater than or equal to 8. I draw my line. We add 12 to both sides. I get x is greater than or equal to 20. Now, you really should check your solution. And when we check it though, when we had an equation, x equals 20, we would substitute 20 in. But because it's an equality, I need to make sure that my symbol is correct, that the number is really truly greater than 20. So I don't want to use 20 because it's equal to it. I want to use a number greater than 20. So let's say 21. So then I write my original problem down. It's greater than or equal to 8. And I said I wanted to use 21. So 21 minus 12 should be greater than or equal to 8. And 21 minus 12 is 9. And 9, in fact, is greater than or equal to 8. So because 9 is greater than 8, this statement of x is greater than or equal to 20 is my correct solution. So in the second one, the same thing. M plus 19 is greater than 56. I need to get rid of that 19, so I am going to subtract 19 from both sides. And I get m is greater than 37. And like I said, to check this answer, to check it, I'm going to write my original problem down. M plus 19 is greater than 56. Now, I want a number that is greater than 37. So 38. I mean, it doesn't have to be greatly bigger. It just has to be bigger than 37. So 38 plus 19 should be greater than 56. And if you add 38 and 19, you end up with 57, which is greater than 56. So since that's true, I did solve this correctly, and m is greater than 37. Now, something which I'm not sure if we talk about here a little bit later, but I just want to talk about graphing these two problems. So if we were to graph the first one, basically very simple. I only need 3 numbers on my number line. Yes, you can have more, but really, realistically, I just need to know, do you know what direction you're going? Do you know what the solutions are? So x is greater than or equal to 20. So this is for that first one, for x is greater than or equal to 20. So I have 3 numbers here. 20 being my middle number, then I need 1 to the right, which would be 21, and 1 to the left, which would be 19. And then how do we figure this out? Because it's greater than or equal to, we have a closed or shaded in circle to make sure that we include, because 20 is still a solution. 20 is equal to 20. We can still use that solution. And then all other solutions that are greater than 20. So then we shade, and it's right on the number line. We make it nice and big. We shade it nice and dark, and we also shade the arrow so that we know that that is all of the solutions that would work for x for that problem. And then for the other one, same thing, m is greater than 37. Again, I only need 3 numbers. The middle number is the number that I solved for, 37. 1 to the right, and 1 to the left. And now, because it's just greater than, we have an open circle because we can't use 37. Because if we did put 37 in for m, 37 is greater than 37. Not true. But numbers that are greater than that would work. So I shade in my number line, and then like 37.1 is greater than 37, 37.5 is greater than 37. So then I know that I can't use 37 because it's open, but anything above it I can use. So that's how you graph them. All right, Felipe needs for the temperature of his leopard gecko's basking spot to be at least 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Currently, the basking spot is 62.5 degrees Fahrenheit. How much warmer does the basking spot need to be? So we know that it has to be at least. Now, this is where sometimes it gets confusing, because when people see at least, they think less than. That's not necessarily the case. So it has to be at least 82 degrees, meaning the lowest temperature that it can be is 82 degrees Fahrenheit. What has to be at least 82 degrees Fahrenheit? Well, his basking spot. His basking spot is currently 62.5 degrees. So 62.5 degrees plus his new temperature, because we have to figure out, well, how much warmer, that's T. So how much warmer is T to be greater than or equal to 82, because it needs to be at least. So there, we've set up our inequality, and then we solve. So we're going to subtract 62.5, subtract 62.5, and we are going to get T is greater than or equal to 19.5. So degrees Fahrenheit. So then the question says, how much warmer does this basking spot need to be? As long as it's 19.5 degrees or higher. So then, because this is a word problem, we need to summarize this in like one sentence. So this doesn't be anything major, but so Felipe needs to raise the temperature of the basking spot 19.5 degrees Fahrenheit more. So that answers the question. So we really should summarize that up in a quick little sentence. All right, moving on. So now here we're going to do the multiplication and division. So again, ladies and gentlemen, it is just like solving equations. If this was negative 3/7 r is equal to 21, you would multiply it by the reciprocal of negative 3/7. Well, we're going to do the same exact thing. So negative 3/7r is less than 21. So we want to multiply by the reciprocal, negative 7/3 times negative 7/3, put the 21 over 1. A negative and a negative is a positive. 7 goes into 7 ones, 3 goes into 3 ones, leaving me with my r. Now, on the opposite side, 3 goes into 21 7 times. 7 times negative 7 is negative 49. Now here is the kicker, ladies and gentlemen. Whether you remember this or not, or if you discussed this last year or not, I'm going to rediscuss it right now. So this is very, very important. You might want to put a star, make sure you remember this. When you multiply or divide by a negative, no matter what, negative fraction, negative number, whatever, when you divide or multiply by a negative, you must flip the symbol, or your answer will be completely wrong. So right now I have less than, but we multiplied by a negative. We multiplied by a negative. Therefore, I now have to say r is greater than negative 49. And then when we graph it, first we should check it. So pick a number greater than negative 49. Now let's think about this. Negative 49, a number greater than, an easy number to work with is 0. If you could use 0, always try to use 0. Because then when we check this, you get, I'm just going to kind of do it right in this little spot here. So negative 3/7r should be less than 21. So negative 3/7 times 0 should be less than 21. And 0 is less than 21. So that works out. So see, you really, really, really need to check your inequalities, ladies and gentlemen. Don't just solve them and forget about them. Because if you would have forgotten to flip the symbol, you would have had a less than, and your number would not have checked out. So please, 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 please check your answers. So then negative 49 in the middle. Now be careful, because these are negatives, and we are going in the opposite direction. So we have negative 50 to the left, negative 48 to the right. I have an open circle at negative 49, and then I shade my graph to the right. All right, 60t is greater than 8. So really simple, we just divide by 60. T is greater than 2/15. Again, graph. So here I'm going to have 2/15. I can have 3/15 or 1/5. Whatever, however you want to write it, I don't care, 3/15 or 1/5. And then here is 1/15. But again, open circle, shaded to the right. And then for the next one, divide by negative 7. And I get D. Now I got to flip the symbol again because we divided by that negative. We divided by that negative. Make sure you flip the symbol. So now D is greater than or equal to negative 21. Again, you should be checking it. Pick a number greater than or equal to negative 21. 0. If you were to substitute 0 back in, 0 is less than or equal to 147. It checks out. And then you graph it. So negative 21. This way would be negative 22 because it's negative. So we go in the opposite direction. Close circle at negative 21, shaded to the right. Of the students surveyed at Madison High School, fewer than 84 said that they have never purchased an item online. This is about 1/8 of those surveyed. How many students were surveyed? So again, in this one, we look at this and we set up the problem. So we have of the students surveyed, which we don't know. That's our unknown. We really should be saying let whatever you want X be number of students surveyed. Fewer than 84. So fewer than would not be equal to. We definitely have less than 84 there. And then we have, this is about 1/8 of the one surveyed. So 1/8 of those surveyed is less than 84 is what you set up for your inequality. Multiply by the reciprocal, multiply by the reciprocal. X is less than, and we get 672. And then check it, pick a number less than 672, I'm going to pick 0. 1/8 times 0 is 0. 0 is less than 84. Do a quick mental check. That's fine. And then we recap it. It says how many students were surveyed. 672 students were surveyed.